Yeah.
Okay, welcome Ravi and friends who are watching us. Um, Today we are talking about the Chinese handsets. Now that the China issue of surveillance of Indians have come into play, let's discuss what is happening in the Chinese handset market and what is the issues of safety and security with the smartphones made by China, which not only India, people, users across the world and governments across the world is also discussing the same issue. So Ravi, what are the general concerns about Chinese handsets in the market? They are dominating Indian market and also they are comparatively cheaper compared to other European and American handsets.
Yeah, yes, the Chinese handsets, smartphones, they are almost 75 to 80% of the Indian smartphone market for high-end smartphone handsets. And the top Chinese companies are Xiaomi, which has about 30% of the Indian market share, and Vivo, which has about 15% of the Indian market share, and Oppo and Realme have about 10% each, and overall it adds up to about 75 to 80% of the high-end handsets. Now there are a lot of allegations that the data that the Chinese handsets are collecting, far more data than they ought to be collecting. But you have to remember that every single handset has necessarily to allow remote access. That is how you are able to download apps onto your handset. You're able to allow to have automatic upgrades. So all handsets necessarily have to have a backdoor to allow the handset manufacturer or the telco, your ISP and your telecom operator, to access your handset and to provide upgrades and maintenance over the air. Now, every single handset, no matter from which country, it will record certain things such as your IMEI number, your SIM card number, your mobile phone number, which are the browsers that you're visiting, the sites you're visiting. They will also record many of the data on your phone, such as access to your contact list, access to your call records, access to your messages, and access to your camera and microphone. So this is being done by all companies, not just Chinese, but the reports that are coming out are that the Chinese apps and the Chinese handsets are collecting much more data than they should be collecting for the purpose of ensuring that the handset works efficiently. And some of these data that using uh, uh, to build a profile of you about your marketing habits, and build a detailed profile of you using big data analytics. So
Okay,
these are some
okay,
of the
okay.
allegations
Let,
that
let
are
me
coming
let
from
me
the
let
Chinese
me let me
companies.
cut you here. When you say that the other handsets are also have all these features, so do we have to worry about the American and the Korean manufactured handsets too in the same way as we worry about China?
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. But the question is like which handset model is collecting what information from your phone. But every single smartphone handset definitely will collect at least the minimum data, which is your IMEI number, what are the operating system you're using, sometimes your location data, and they collect it even if you have your location data turned off. So a lot of these allegations are there about specific handsets. Now the US, it has raised a lot of hue and cry about apps which are already preloaded on the smartphones when you get them. So in India, a lot of the Chinese handsets have the Chinese browser, Baidu built in. They have some of the apps which have been questionable, like the card scanner. In fact, one of the Chinese companies is the world leader in card scanning software and as well as in PDF scanning software. So a lot of these apps actually are already preloaded on your Chinese handset when you get them, and the subscriber does not have any say on whether he wants these apps or not because they're pre-installed. It is not as if the subscriber has downloaded them from the app store.
But
So,
Ravi, government
yeah.
has a control over what whether it has to be preloaded or not. All the governments will tell you that you cannot. It's also a choice of the subscriber that he does not need a lot of apps. So why should he be inflicted? Can the government regulate this?
Yeah, the government of India has recently, it is examining a policy by which it will state that what apps can be loaded by the handset manufacturers. But so far that has not been notified. But the handset manufacturers are loading apps that they think the customers will want and the customers will require. And the customer doesn't have any say because the apps come preloaded on the handset when you buy it in a box. So the government of India is planning a policy on this, that what are the apps which can be preloaded on the handset. The US has going to prevent American apps from being downloaded on Chinese handsets. They're going to prevent American apps from being accessed by Chinese app stores and from being downloaded onto Chinese made handsets.
Okay, okay. So that apart. So you mean to say that all of us carrying smartphones is also emitting a lot of data knowingly or unknowingly, and also telling those who want to monitor us or those who want to make a profile of us the details of our habits, our travel, everything which we do. Is it not?
Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely correct. This is there in all the handsets that they will take a certain minimum amount of information from you. The allegations are that some of the Chinese handsets are taking much more information from you than they require, such as when you're trying to use Chrome in incognito mode for browsing. They also are collecting information of which websites you go to, how long you spend on each website, what are the URLs you're accessing. They're also gathering information, location information, even if you've turned off geotagging and geolocation. So these are some of the reported issues with some of the Chinese handsets that they are collecting more information than is required for the running of the app or is required for the customer optimization experience.
Okay. So let me read out something which I saw on this issue. So when he looked around on the web, on the device's default Xiaomi browser, it recorded all the website he visited, including search engine queries, whether with Google or privacy-focused DuckDuckGo, and every item viewed on a newsfeed feature of the Xiaomi software. That tracking appeared to be happening even if he used supposedly private incognito mode. And to tap it all the data was being packaged up and sent across servers in Singapore and Russia, though the web domains they hosted were registered in Beijing. Can this be true? Is that so? What must India be doing?
Yeah, this is a report that had come out in the Forbes magazine, Forbes of USA, which is the world's leading business magazine. And Xiaomi has responded saying that this is not true. But and as I said earlier, all browsers will collect this information. And some of the allegations are that the Chinese browsers that are coming preloaded on the Chinese handsets, and Baidu is one of the biggest mobile browsers in the world, and that has been banned by the Indian government. It's one of those apps and browsers and utilities which were banned by the Indian government. But Baidu was collecting a lot of information. So the question is, what do they need this data for? they're certainly collecting much more data about the individual and his handset than is required for the running of the app or the handset. So this is a violation of privacy, and uh, basically a user has to see that which apps is he authorizing and what are the permissions he's authorizing for each app. But the problem is if you do not grant full permission to most of the apps, they don't function at all and they start crashing.
Okay. But what about the iPhone? I find the iPhone is much more intelligent than Android phones. And iPhone, the capability of reading your activities and responding to it is much ahead of the Android systems itself. So by that argument, iPhone is more dangerous than the Chinese
Yeah,
smartphones.
yes, to a large extent that is true because the iPhone gathers much more information about you than many of the Android phones. And in fact, the US government has often tried to get US firms to reveal the data that they have about their subscribers. For instance, the telecom operators, then they're requiring Apple to hand over the information of its users that if they get a suspect in a crime and they try to access his handset, they can get a court order so that Apple reveals what is on his handset. They're also putting backdoors. The U.S. intelligence agencies are putting backdoors into a lot of the encryption systems which are being used by the smartphones. They have weakened the encryption systems at the source to allow their backdoors and trapdoors to allow them access and entry.
Okay, that comes as the US situation. Last year, USA, Huawei upped their stakes again. In a lawsuit, the company asked the court to find out that US government ban on its products is unconstitutional. Huawei's rotating chairman said after failing to convince the US lawmakers that its products were secure, they had no choice but to make a legal challenge. Is it also a question of market domination? Because Huawei's dominance have finished off many an American and European companies in the telecom market.
Oh, yes, absolutely. It is totally commercial driven. But there are these allegations of espionage against Chinese companies and against American companies as well. For instance, the allegations of espionage against American companies, against router companies like Cisco and Juniper, have been going on since the 1990s, long before such allegations were made against Huawei. Now, coming to the handsets and specifically Huawei, if you look at one of the tenets of Chinese information warfare that was started by Sun Tzu, it was turn the enemy's strongest weapons against himself or get the enemy to turn his own weapons onto himself. Now, in democracies like India or the USA, the strong institutions are the courts and the media and the judicial system. So the Chinese strategy is to use the relative openness of India and the US judiciary system to play the US judiciary system and the Indian judiciary system to their advantage, to play the media to their advantage because they don't have an open media, but India has an open media and they use that open media in India to push their agenda and to push their opinions.
Okay. Okay. That brings me to this question of one keeps hearing about just as great wall of China. One keeps hearing about great firewall of China. So what does it indicate for the cyber world?
Well, China has long banned US companies like Facebook or Google from China, that it has a firewall by which Google and Facebook and many of these cannot operate in China. But they're allowing Apple to operate in China, and in fact, Apple manufactures a lot in China. The designs are of Apple, and the IPR, the intellectual property rights, belong to Apple, but the manufacturing is done in China. Now, the Great Firewall of China is that it restricts outside information from coming in and Chinese information from going out. So a lot of they keep strict tabs on social media. And what foreign media is allowed into China, and what Chinese information can go out of China in terms of access to news, access to opinion, access to media. So that is the Great Firewall of China, where information into China and out of China is restricted by the Great Chinese Firewall.
Okay, one last question, which
Yeah.
is that, of course, uh, too much of privacy, intrusion into privacy is bad because smartphone is become a ubiquitous utility for everybody, across the world. But Chinese companies, by virtue of their production and design and marketability, have proved to be the biggest trigger for smartphone growth in India. So any regulation of these companies, and they now say that they are manufacturing the same in India. They are as good as Indian companies, except that like Apple has a patent IPR, and they manufacture in China. Just as Chinese companies, they have their IPR with them, but they are also manufacturing in India. So how does this market situation work? Can anybody, can other Indian companies have come out with smartphones, but they are not able to compete with the Chinese handsets? So how does this market go?
Well, basically, the Chinese handsets, when they say they manufacture in India, it is screwdriver technology because all the components come from China. All the integrated circuits are manufactured in China, and the circuit boards, the integrated circuits, the sensors, the memories, the storage chips. Uh, so the motherboards and all the circuit boards are manufactured there. The sub assemblies are manufactured there. So when they are, it is actually only a screwdriver technology when they say they're manufacturing in India. But uh, when the basic silicon chips are coming from China, so you can't say that there's much manufacturing in India. There can be a lot of value addition in that the firmware is developed here, the embedded software is developed here. So those are the real areas of value addition. And a lot of the apps can be developed here. And especially the firmware. So this really is a market access issue because the Chinese have such a great cost advantage that manufacturing in India still will not be feasible, will be feasible only with all the incentives given by the government, which the government is now has announced under their new Make in India program for encouraging the smartphone manufacture in India.
Okay, okay. So we don't have much way out of this whole situation. That's what you mean, because Chinese smartphones are still the cheapest, and though they come with a lot of these issues. The only way out seems to be regulation by the government, so that these handsets are does not get into the privacy aspect of the subscribers.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, whatever handsets you make, for instance, even Samsung is there or Nokia handsets are there. Most of the IPR now is Chinese. There is some IPR from US firms like Qualcomm and uh, maybe some from Intel and others, but most of the IPR in the handsets is now Chinese. For
Okay.
instance, China has owns most of the 5G patents, especially Huawei
Okay.
own most of the 5G patents, both in handsets as well as in the telecom equipment.
Okay.
And a lot of what the US is doing is that the firmware or the embedded software can be said to be theirs, and some of the chip designs can be are really Qualcomm and Intel. But apart from that, almost all the IPR is in 5G handsets is Chinese.
Okay. So there is no Indian IPR in that field. So we are dependent on Chinese or foreign IP companies.
Basically, most of the 5G standards at the ITU and the IEC have been set by China. And the other thing that I want to say is that in smart cities, China is pushing the International Standards Organization to adopt the Chinese standard of for smart cities as the international standard for smart cities. And if that is done, then all the Chinese telecom equipment and Chinese handsets will have a huge advantage over everyone else, because they will all be made to this Chinese standard, which then becomes the international standard for smart cities.
So this is almost like GSMA. It is good.
Yes, absolutely. It is exactly exactly what the Europeans did to the Americans and the Japanese in the 1980s.
Yes.
And 1990s, the Chinese are doing to the rest of the world now.
Okay.
Because after all,
it's a cycle of development.
yeah, it is a cycle. For instance, Europe got the International Telecommunications Union to adopt the ETSI, the European Telecom Standards Institution, to adopt the European standards as the global standards. So
Yes.
that shut out the US corporations which were pushing CDMA, and it shut out the Japanese corporations who were having their own standards for 2G and 3G.
Okay.
So now what the Europeans did in the 80s and 90s, the Chinese are doing to the rest of the world in the 2020s. That they're getting the world to pressurizing the world to adopt Chinese standards as international standards.
So it's a question of market domination. Earlier it was Europeans and Americans, or
Yes.
Japanese. Now it's the Chinese. So
Yeah.
we don't have much to say in this when when the big players play around with their technologies and dominance in the technological field.
Yes, absolutely. Because now the Chinese game plan is to dominate the standardization bodies. So they've succeeded in dominating the international standardization bodies in several sectors.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
So which means that we have to live with the smartphones. We
Yes.
hope that the government of India makes some regulations so that
Yeah.
minimum of our privacy is affected by the embedded softwares and apps and preloaded apps in the smartphones which we get.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ravi, and
Yes,
we'll
okay.
continue this talk in the next occasion. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you. Yeah, thanks.